good to talk to you, Zoe. You've got an extensive background in trade negotiations and Australia's role in them. What's your take on the way Donald Trump has just upended trade economics around the country overnight?
Yeah, look, it's a big blow for the global trading system, a big blow for Australian beef producers and exporters. And may I say, a real concern for the future. There were announcements about a week ago, not formally announced by the US, but reported by Reuters, that they're also pausing their funding to the WTO, which is the World Trade Organization, which is largely the body that looks at disputes between countries in relation to the agreements they've made to each other. And obviously we have had a terrific free trade agreement done by the Howard government between the United States and Australia. And this move would not be compatible with that. But whether there's still an umpire who can actually adjudicate, we're yet to be seen.
Yeah, well, what's the status of that? Surely our free trade deal is not worth the paper it's written on now. You slap on 10% tariff on everything out of Australia, forget the free trade deal.
Yeah, so the capacity of the World Trade Organization to resolve trade disputes has been depleting for many years. You would know, Chris, because you've been in the Foreign Minister's office. The muscle behind the WTO has been atrophying for some time, but if it's defunded by the United States, that's a major blow indeed, and there won't be an umpire, and you will eventually see global trade chaos. We had China wasn't abiding by its free trade agreement undertakings to Australia under the last government, and now you've got the United States doing the same thing. So let's hope it's quickly resolved. But may I say, it won't be quickly resolved if the President of the United States will not take a call from our Prime Minister. And even though I heard his press secretary say a couple of days ago the President is willing to take a call from anyone, that anyone obviously excludes our Prime Minister.
All right, we know there are bad actors in this space. Of course, China doesn't allow free trade into China, and China steals intellectual property and it dumps products at will. And there are plenty of other countries who don't sort of play by the free trade rules, if you like. And this is obviously what Donald Trump wants to tackle, right? Donald Trump doesn't want a world surely full of tariffs. What he wants is these tariffs to force other countries to get rid of their barriers and open up their trade. Is that your reading of it? And if that's the case, should Australia be able to be front of the field, if you like, because we have so few barriers? We should be able to tidy up our problems and get rid of the tariffs relatively quickly while he really goes into battle against Japan and China.
I wouldn't describe our phytosanitary procedures as problems, Chris. They're there for a reason. We are an island nation and we don't want to let in diseases that we can't then control. And indeed, the quality of our product is one of the reasons why we can sell it at such high prices overseas. I think what the President is keen to say is that he wants to see greater equilibrium in trade. But of course, we have a trade balance very much in the United States' favour. So he does very well out of Australia, and he knows that. And I think that will be one of the first arguments that a Dutton government will make after the 3rd of May.
Yeah, let me jump in there. Yeah, I'm not suggesting that our biosecurity bans should go, but they need to be explained to the Americans that they're not there as a trade impediment. They're there for biosecurity. And obviously there might be other trade offerings that are put up to help smooth it over.
And look, I understand there's about 24 exceptionally talented trade negotiators from DFAT in Washington at the moment pursuing exactly these arguments. I wish them the best of luck in making those arguments, but I also look forward to a Dutton government when our Prime Minister can pick up the phone to the President and have a proper conversation about these things.
Indeed, all those trade negotiations having to work through one Kevin Rudd. So we'll see how that's going. Thanks for joining us, Zoe. I appreciate it.